you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Say hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. And yes, welcome to the Territorial friend. Ooh, I said I was going to do better with getting names. I said I was going to do better. Anyway, so this story takes place. I'm not looking. I got a new job. A new job in healthcare. Actually, they created this position strictly for, I won't say strictly for me, but they created this position because the paperwork was ridiculous and trying to keep things in order wasn't happening. So I was working in a billing office, right? And we did long-term care facilities. So this position was me creating charts for the patients to keep their billing in order, because a lot of times like payments will come in or payments were missed or certain things were certain in different departments, and just like collectors was calling and they had already paid the bill. Like it was just a mess, and so they needed some kind of chaos, some kind of thing to get together, so to speak. They needed some kind of system to make it work. So when I had my interview, I'm gonna just call her boss. I interviewed with the boss, right? So when I interviewed with the boss, in my department, my boss was over 3 of us. Yes, my boss was over 3 of us. So my boss was like the head receptionist. There were 2, administrative assistants, and then there was me, which they were labeling medical records, but it was mostly billing information. But they worked with me to create a system to get stuff together. Like I said, they created this position because like the paperwork was ridiculous, right? So I had my interview with boss. The girls, I had my interview with boss. I don't remember meeting administrative 1 and administrative 2 until like my first day, to be totally honest. So like I said, I had my interview with boss. It was a good interview. She called me, and so she was like, okay, cool, I need you to, you come to work, you're hired, right? So my first day at work, administrator, I'm gonna call her administrator 2. Admin 2 was me, admin 2 shared an office. So my first day at work, when I walked into the office, because admin 2 had took, I think, that Friday off. Yes, admin 2 had took that Friday off because she was out of town. And that's when I had my interview. So when I walked in, admin 2 previously, unbeknownst to me, every person that came in for an interview, she was sitting in on the interview and she was giving her input of whether she liked the person or she didn't like the person, because we were sharing an office. We were in close proximity. So she would give her input to boss. So she was out of town. So she didn't like the fact that boss, hired me. And so she was like, I don't like the fact that you hired her. This is after the fact that I know. I don't like the fact that you hired her and I didn't meet her or whatever. Right? So admin 2, when I walked in, of course, it's like, it's my first day, and then it's your first time meeting me. So it's, it's going to be eggshells, but I'm willing to be like, good morning. I don't have to be all up in your face. I don't have to force nothing. I don't have to pretend. But I'm going to tell you good morning. Good morning is a lot. Like, take it and go. So when I walk into the office, she was already sitting in her desk. And so I was like, good morning. And so she was like, good morning. So me being me, it's like, I don't care. You don't want to talk? That's better for me. It's better for me. So I'm sitting at my desk and I'm waiting for boss to come back, because she had told me after I left the interview and told me, like, I was hired, because she hired me on the spot. She told me, she was like, once you come in, you sit at the desk, and then I'll come back and show you where you're going to be and where, where your work is going to be most of the time. So I was, I came into the office, sat down, because we came through the back door and you had to put in a code. Once you put in a code, you swiped your badge to clock in. So I had my badge already, put in the code, swiped my card, walked to the office, which was literally not far from the back door, sat down after I said good morning to admin 2. So I'm sitting there waiting. So she came in the back, boss did, she came in the back, she was like, good morning, and I was like, good morning, and so she was like, you ready to start? I said, I am. She was like, did you say good morning to admin 2? I said, I did. And so admin 2, and this is when she's like, I don't appreciate you hiring somebody without me being here. And so she said, admin 2. She was like, we need help. We done went through, I think, 3 or 4 interviews. This is it. So she turned back to her computer and started typing. So at my desk, there's a computer, like I have a desk. And so she was like, so you cool with your space? Like, you can put your purse in your desk. Nobody's going to bother it. She was like, this, so she let me walk you around. Let me introduce you. So she's walking me around. And at first we started with the manager, and it was the manager here, the manager here, the manager here. And then it was the head manager. And then it was the reception area. And so she's walking me around, introducing me to the managers. And then walking me around, and she's showing me, she was like, oh, so this area is accounts receiving. This area is accounts, what is it called? Accounts receiving and accounts. What's the other one called? I forgot. The one that go out. Collections. No, that's accounts receiving. Collections, no, that's not. Accounts receiving, account something, the one that they send out. Anyway, collections is the one that's past due. There's, what were they called? Intake. And then there was customer service, and then admin 1. Admin 1 was sitting up front. So admin 1 was like the phone. So basically my boss was first United Front, then admin 1, then admin 2. I didn't answer the phones. God is so good. I only answered the phone for 30 minutes after they left. So I was the very last person leaving. And then it was staggered, basically. So it was like my boss, which was the receptionist, worked 7 to 3. Admin 1, I think she worked like 8 to 4. Admin 2 was 8:30 to 4:30. And I think I was like 8 to 5. Or 9 to 5. Maybe I was 9 to 5. Something like that. In that point, because I was the last person leaving. So anyway, I just thought of something else. Sorry. So anyway, after she took me around, introduced me to everybody or whatever, she showed me the office. And so when she opened the door to their filing system where all the paperwork was, y'all, it was boxes and it was papers everywhere. Everywhere. And I was like, and so she was like, I know it looks like a lot. Mind you, during my interview, she did not show me that room. And I commend her for not doing it, because I assume, even with admin 2 being like, oh, I don't like her, I'm pretty sure you showed them the room and they was like, I'm not coming back. Y'all, when I say it was papers everywhere, everywhere. So I was like, she was like, don't get scared. You have ample time to, figure it out. You have ample time to implement your system, because we're trying to figure it out as we go too, because we don't know what to do. We're just trying to get things together. Mind you, at this point in time, I'm not telling nobody like I have a little OCD. I'm not even, including that in my interview, because back then, like, yeah, everything is different. With time, things change. But I wasn't including that like in my interview and telling people like, oh, okay, I just put like, I'm a quick learner, like I'm a hard worker, just the basics. So anyway, I was like, okay. So like they had like a morning meeting to introduce me again to everybody, and to let everybody know like around the end of the day, like at a certain time, I was coming around to pick up all the paperwork that needed to be filed. So I think like around 4:30 or maybe 4 o'clock, I was coming around with a cart and putting things in a certain building. Like we had came up with that idea. So it was a cart and it had stuff that needed to be filed in certain buildings. Like I just needed to find a patient, and it was like cleaning stuff up. The thing about it was I was able to, it was unlimited overtime. Ding, 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 ding. Baby. So even when I started, like once I started my first day, it was like, okay, cool. It's nothing to hard working at this point in time. I need this job. So I'm really, really and ready to put on my best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working. And then you already told me unlimited overtime. And then with unlimited overtime and on the weekend, I can bring my kid. I ain't got to look for no babysitter. Sign me up. Put me in the game, coach. I'm with it. So I'm putting up stuff. Like you can tell, like I'm making a dent in it, right? I'm making a dent. I'm putting stuff up. So anyway, so as I'm putting stuff up, like once I'm done filing, like I could go to my office. And then if somebody needs some paperwork, like if I'm not sitting in the actual file room, like they'll come to the door and be like, hey, can you let me in? Because they were locking the file room, because they was like, people wasn't putting stuff back, people was misfiling stuff, so they wanted to keep it where only I had access to the room and I can only let you in. Or if I wasn't there, if I'm on lunch, or so to speak, admin 1 or admin 2 or my boss would be the only ones to allow you in the room. And then you had to sign in and sign out when you pull a chart. Yeah. So anyway, so we're things are working, things are maneuvering, things are getting together, because you're starting to see a dent in my job. You're starting to see, like, well, basically the stuff that was all over the floor, you're starting to see the floor, because it's like, who at this point, babe? Like, I'm trying to get this check. I'm trying to get this money. So I'm doing my job and I'm doing it effectively. Like, so, and I also noticed like some of the file charts was like too big, maneuvering, like putting stuff in order to make it a great work environment for me. So anyway, the second day I walk into the office and I was like, good morning. Good morning. And so at this point, I ain't got to speak to you, love. So let's just go ahead, because we've already cleared the air the first time, and that was me being nice. I already got the job is secure. It's clearly y'all need me. Clearly, because people have seen what was back there and they quit on y'all and they don't want to do it. Clearly, my job is secured. So the little mask can come off, because I ain't got to be nice to you. So I clearly state in a professional manner to admin 2, sweetheart, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to say good morning when I walk in here. I don't have to say nothing to you. So if that's how you prefer it, that's cool with me. This girl said, oh, we're going to be great friends. This commenced to start talking. You telling me about your kids. You telling me about your life. Like, we hanging out. We going to lunch. It's crazy. So anyway, of course, you had been there. I think you had been there 6 months to a year before I got there. I think like 6 months to a year. So, of course, you know people that I don't know. So now, the person that you used to go to lunch with, you're no longer going to lunch with her. You're going to lunch with me. You're no longer really hanging out with her because we're starting to hang out outside of work. We're starting to hang out besides lunch. We're building a relationship. Like, we're hanging out, we're laughing, we're talking, even to the point where boss is noticing, like, what? Admin too? Because according to the office, it was like, ooh, admin too is like, you know, she a tough type, you know, she a tough character, like, girl, like, good luck, which was the warnings about her. So lo and behold, like, me and admin too, like, we have similar characteristics. So we literally got along. Like, me speaking up for myself, that was, I think attractive is the right word. Intriguing. I think it was intriguing for her because it was like, oh, you just not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just taking it, like you standing up for yourself. Respect. I like that. So, Territorial friend is upset now because you're no longer giving her any attention. All the attention that you was giving to Territorial friend is now on me. So let me back up. Let me tell you what really made it, what really happened, after that, what really made me and admin to click. I was working overtime, right? And you can work overtime as long as there's a manager there, right? So remember I told you, when I'm walking around the building, there's a manager. I'm going to count from this end down. So there's manager 1, there's manager 2, there's manager 3, and then there's head manager, right? So manager 1, really cool. I talk to her all the time because she was by the file room. So once I'm like walking up, like, there's no way I can miss you unless your door is closed, but there's no way for me to not miss you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me walking to the file room, like, it's like file room door, office door for manager, literally for manager 1. There's no way to miss you. So, and then for her, it was like she would be like, Angel, and I'll peek out the door. She'd be like, can you get me file? And I'd be like, she was like, you right there. And she wouldn't sign out. She wouldn't sign out. That's gonna be in another story time. She wouldn't sign it out. She was like, hey, sign it out, you right here. And she was like, when I'm done, I'll just give it to you. She was cool. I promise you she was. But when she mean business, she meant business. Anyway, so it's late and I'm working overtime. So manager 3, I want to make sure I'm counting this manager right. Yes. So manager 3 was the manager on duty. So you came and you even made the comment like, "Ooh, you're doing good work," because I can actually see the floor. And so literally he was like, I'm gonna be here for maybe like 20 or 30 minutes and then I'm getting ready to go. He said, so you want to go ahead and find like a stopping point because I'm getting ready to head out. And I was like, oh, okay. And so he got on the phone, got on the intercom, made the same announcement. Because again, it was unlimited overtime, not just for me. It was unlimited overtime for everybody because people were behind or whatnot. So he made the announcement again over the intercom to let everybody know you got 20, 30 minutes. So when he said that, Everybody else left. Me, I'm trying to get down to the wire because I need this money because I haven't had a job in a while. So manager three at this point in time, and I'm also, was I waiting for a ride? No, I had a car. So I was like, okay, so I'm getting stuff together, like down to the wire, and I'm watching, like, he would come and walk around and look to check to see if I was still there. So mind you, when I'm leaving, because I was the last person, and so I went to his office, I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to go. He was like, okay. And so when I'm walking out the door, y'all, there's a truck backed up to the back door of the door that we go in to get in and out of the building. And I was like, what the? So I was like, oh, I forgot something. So I walk around the front because I was supposed to put like something on my boss's desk. Don't remember what it was. But I was like, ooh, I knew I forgot to do that because she told me to put it on her desk and she'll get it because, of course, she get there before I do. So I went back to my office, walked past, and he has a box on his desk. And when I looked to tell, because I walked in the office to tell him, like, hey, I forgot something. I was like, hey, I forgot something. And I'm looking at him. He looking at me. So I was like, I'm going to just put this on my boss's desk and then I'm gone. So I know in my mind, you're quitting. But that ain't my business because I'm new. I ain't even 90 days in. So I put the stuff on my boss's desk, left, paperwork, left, walking out. So when I get to work the next day and I'm typing in the code, I can't, my code don't work. So I knock on the door. So the lady who was sitting close to the door, she laughing and opened the door. So every time somebody quit or got fired, the door code changes. So go into the office, and that man too was like, girl, manager 3 quit. And I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, how do you know? And I was like, I was here when he was packing his stuff. She was like, girl, what? So we started chatting off of that after I said, girl, we ain't got to talk. We ain't got to say nothing. So after that, that's when we would, you know what I'm saying? She was like, girl, you get all the tea. Like, you get stuff because I did. Like, I would see certain things and not say nothing. And then later on, it would make sense. So anyway, at this point in time, this specific day when I walk in, admin 2 has an attitude problem. I'm like, girl, what's the issue? We done been through this. We done been through this. What's the problem? What's going on? And so she was like, nothing. I just got a lot on my mind. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm that type of person. If I got a lot on my mind, please leave me alone. Please let me figure it out. Please, because I'm in my head. And I'm trying to play out certain situations or solutions of how this is going to work out. How this is going to be. Like, I'm trying to play this out. Right? So I left her alone. Right? I'm doing my job. I'm in the file room because literally it's like once I clock in, check my emails, make sure I don't have no new assignments or whatever. Because once I get in, I had to check my email to get the new code. So when I walk out the door, when it's time to go home or if I go to lunch, I can get back in this mother. Anyway, so I'll, check my emails. After I check my emails, went into the file room, get my work started. So I'm doing my job. I'm just doing my job. I'm doing my work, minding my business. My business is minding me. So this lady comes in, Territorial friend comes in and was like, what's your relationship between you and admin 2? What do you mean? Like, where do you see it going? What do you mean? I was just wondering, because y'all go to lunch a lot, y'all talking, like y'all have y'all own little secrets. You can tell when y'all walk around, like y'all real buddy. I just want to know what's y'all relationship, like, what is it? Where do you see it going? Girl, I ain't been here like a good, like at this point in time, I would say it been like a good little month. Only been here a good little month, girl. Month and a half at the most. And you talking about where this relationship is going. What you talking about? What you talking about? This is a work relationship. She my co-worker. What you talking about? So I was like, girl, I don't know what you talking about. And that's a weird question. So she walks out of the file room. You ain't even need a file. You just coming here to ask me about admin too. So after I'm done with my work, I go in the office and I was like, admin too, what's going on? And she loses it. She's like, girl, listen, I don't have time like for this craziness. All I know is I just like me and you are cool. Like if you don't want to be friends no more, whoa. Like she's going into this spiel. And I'm like, girl, what you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And so she was like, I got this long drawn out email from Territorial friend about the relationship between me and you. What relationship? Like, y'all, at this point, like I'm saying, like I'm confused. I am baffled. Now, mind you, her and Territorial friend, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like they was real cool. They hung out outside of work. They kids played together. Like, so it was like, I guess you felt like, I'm maneuvering my way and putting a wedge between you and that man too. But it's like, sweetie, love, honey bunch, nobody can take away your friend. Nobody can take away your friend. Like, I never understood people who would get jealous because you have other friends. It's like, okay, you my friend, you my best friend. And then if I got a whole nother friend over here and another best friend over here, like, baby, that don't take away from you. Like, you still my best friend. You still my best friend, boo. Like, I never understand the concept of jealousy in that era. I don't. Because different people bring different things. You need to have a different person in your circle. Not everybody should not be the same. If everybody is the same, you're going to be on the same level. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to learn anything new. Like, there should be a friend who is cool, calm, and collective. There's the ghetto friend. There's one who's extremely smart. There's one who's humble. There's one who think outside the box. There's one who's real rich and financially stable, and then there's probably somebody who's getting it together in life, keep building, keep giving them lemons. Because at one point I was that friend. Every time you turn around, something was happening. There's all different strokes for different folks. So there's no room for jealousy if you true and genuine. So I kind of got her perspective, so to speak, because it was like, here come this new girl. First of all, and too don't like nobody, but here come this new girl. Here come this new girl, and she you cutting into my space, you cutting into my time, and it also kind of looked like you had certain feelings for admin too that would never be reciprocated. Anyway, so I'm sitting here baffled because you going off, and I was like, girl, we need to talk, because I don't know what's going on between you and Territorial friend, but I need y'all to get that together. And it made sense now why you were cutting your eyes, or why you didn't, so to speak, I need to, because she said, oh, I gotta watch you, like the little side notes. You know how you have somebody who be, oh, I gotta watch you. It's just something about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person to be like, it's something about you, and I can't put my finger on it yet, but when I do, I let you know. I'm that. But it's just something about you. Nah, you already know what it is. Your envy and your jealousy. So. But I ain't got nothing to do with that, because I can't control the atmosphere of y'all relationship. That's just not me. I've never been that type of person. You can go hang out. She could have lunch with you. She can still hang out with you and your kids. She can do all of that stuff. That don't stop me. That don't stop me. It's just when it's my day, it's my day. And when it's your day, girl. It ain't that big of a deal. Yeah. So I'm sitting, I was like, girl, we gotta talk. We gotta talk, sis. We gotta talk because this is crazy. The little sides, the little side swipes, the little side comments, the little side looks, I ain't with. And I was like, it makes sense now. And I was like, now, what's going on? Like, what's the issue? And so admin 2 was like, I don't know. I don't know what the real issue is. She was like, I'm repeatedly saying we can still be friends. Like, she doesn't take away from that. Like, we just bond together. Like, we're cool. Like, I don't understand what's the issue of why she doesn't want me to talk to you. And we're in the office together. Like, there's no way we could not talk to each other. And so she was like, well, you've done it before. I wasn't here, love, so I can't confirm or deny what she's talking about. It's like, but my point is, it's like, love, I don't have the mental capacity to not be ghetto after a certain point. So we need to figure this out. We need to figure this out. So she was like, I'll handle it. So on her computer screen, on her monitor, there's this long email. And I was like, you got an email? She's like, girl, I got an email. You got an email? So lo and behold, you email her back and you was like, that should solve it. That should stop the side comments. That should stop the side looks. That should stop the side conversations. She should be cool now. So this one particular day, am I making my rounds? I don't know if I was making my rounds or I don't know if I needed to ask her something. Unsure, but I ended up walking up on Territorial's desk, Territorial friend's desk. And she had her phone laying cat corner, so to speak. So she grabs her phone. Love it. So her phone is laying, cat corner on her desk. And so I walk up and she turns around. She was like, I was like, and so she was like, did you see that? Did I see what? And so did you see what was on my phone? No. I don't even know why I was walking up to her desk. In all honesty, I don't know why I was walking up to her desk. But as I'm walking up to her desk, like when I walked up, she snatched her phone. And so I was like, no, I haven't. No. And so this particular day, like my hair, I had just, because I was still relaxing my hair. So I had just relaxed my hair. And my hair, with the relaxing my hair, was very long. Like I didn't have an issue with relaxed hair. So my hair was long. And so she was like, your hair is so pretty. And so she started playing in my hair. And I was like, okay. And I was like, girl, what was on the phone? And so she was like, my girlfriend's legs. It was a picture. My girlfriend's leg was spread wide open. And I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, do you like gay people? And I was like, what do you mean? So she was like, do you hate gay people? And I was like, I don't care what you do in your bed, because I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing in mine. I don't care. And so she was like, oh, okay. She was like, oh, so you are cool, like Admin 2 said. So you proceeded to start asking questions. I don't even know why I was at this girl's desk. I don't know why I was walking up at the desk. Or maybe I was just walking by and then you snatched the phone and I'm like, I don't know. But you started asking like these sequence of questions. Do you have kids? Do you have a boyfriend? What do you like to do? And while you're asking these questions, Admin 2 walks in and you walk past the desk. And Admin 2 started laughing. And so Territorial friend said, you better go because your master's here. I said, my master? She was like, yeah. She was like, because you, and I was like, girl, something is seriously wrong with you. And I walked off. So I go into the office. So and Mintu was like, be careful. And I was like, be careful with what? And so she was like, be careful if you gonna start hanging out with her now. You about to ditch me now. Now I knew she was being sarcastic. So we kind of, we we started laughing. And so I was like, girl, like how was you hanging out with that? How was you cool with that? Because that little experience right there, that little 5-minute situation was crazy. She was like, girl, you don't even know the full story. And she never told me. Matter of fact, I need to ask her because we still friends. Hey, friend. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, we got rid of that. She's no longer in the friend group. Pray for me.